What's going on, people? This is a somewhat interesting article, and I really don't know why it made the news, okay? But I'm going to briefly talk about this because there's something in this article that kind of, caught my attention, okay? Now, before I get started, please click on the donate button, and if you like the content of this channel, or if you like the content of this blog, please feel free to donate. But the article reads, Valerie Gonzalez was reportedly arrested and charged with battery after being removed from the flight, and then it says Broward County Jail. This is the young lady right here. Now, they're saying that she was drunk. She really don't look drunk to me. And maybe because of the fact that she said she's been drinking all day. So they just said, well, she's drunk because she's acting out. But she's got a legitimate complaint. And I'm going to show you that complaint in a few seconds. Now, the video, I'm not going to play the video on here because I don't want to get flagged for, copyright infringement, okay? Because the dude made the video and he might say copyright infringement, and then any monies that's made from this video is going to go to him, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to put the link on the bottom, and you guys could click on the link and check out the video for yourself. It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. And for you brothers out there, for you dudes out there, you're going to see why it's quite interesting. It makes you want to watch this video over and over and over again. She's got her butt all up in the camera. Anyway, I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm not supposed to be thinking that way. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just going to read the article. Video footage of a drunken Jetblue passenger throwing a tantrum has gone viral online. Valerie Gonzalez was reportedly taking a JetBlue flight from Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport to Las Vegas on Thursday when she became upset when she was seated next to a 3-year-old. Now, I'm going to read only a small part of this, and then I'm going to put the link and you guys can check it out for yourself. I'm going to read that again. Valerie Gonzalez was reportedly taking a JetBlue flight from Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport to Las Vegas on Thursday when she became upset that she was seated next to a 3-year-old. According to an arrest affidavit, the irate 32-year-old said, "I'm not sitting next to an effing 3-year-old. I've been drinking all day," Metro News reported. And then it says, fellow passenger Orlando Alzugare reported the incident and shared it on Twitter, where it racked up nearly 60,000 views. Okay, now this is the video right here. Now I'm going to tell you why this drew my attention. It drew my attention because I just returned from Little Rock, Arkansas. Okay, and coming back from Little Rock, Arkansas, the woman that was seated in front of me, the white woman, there's a white woman seated in front of me. First of all, let me back up. There's a black woman that got on the airplane. She had 3 children. The youngest child sat next to the white lady that was sitting in front of me. And when I saw that young child sit down next to that white lady, and race has nothing to do with it, but I guess I mentioned the fact that it was a black female because in many cases, not all, because I don't want you guys to comment saying not all, not all, not all. Why are you generalizing? But we know that in many cases, there are black females that can't control their children and refuse to control their bad behind or busy child. So the black female and the oldest child sat in the next aisle over. The youngest child sat next to this white woman in front of me. Throughout the whole flight, that little girl was busy. She was talking to the lady. She was sitting up in the seat, and even the stewardess kept telling the little girl, "Could you please sit down, honey? Don't do that, honey. Don't do that, honey." And what did the mother do? Nothing. The mother just sat there and looked at the child with a smile on her face, while the airplane stewardess was trying to manage her busy child. The white lady was being nice. Now, I'm thinking she was probably being nice because we're living in a climate where it's easy for her to be labeled as a racist. Because of the fact that she refused to want a dialogue with this little child that's quite busy. Now, the little girl was cute, man. It's like she was just being a child. You know, she was just being a child. But I know when I catch a flight, the first thing I do is put my earplugs in my ear and I lay back. And after the flight, because I love when the flight takes off and I love when it lands. It's a good feeling, right? It's just the vibes I get, right? But once I get in the air, I put my head back and I go to sleep. Now, if I got like a 2-hour flight, I don't want a busy child to be talking to me. I don't want anybody to be talking to me, right? And I put my head back, I go to sleep, and if I got a child next to me that's real busy and won't keep still, and then you got the mother sitting right next to her and don't say nothing because she thinks her child is cute and thinks that everybody else should think her child is cute and thinks I should play with her child and keep her child busy while she enjoy her flight. So the lady in front of me, and I'm hearing this lady like, nice, that's nice, nice. And the little girl talking throughout the whole flight. This little girl talked to this lady, and I know that woman was annoyed. And even the stewardess that was sitting in back of me, well, she was sitting like in the center aisle. There's like a seat in the back, and she kept talking to the little girl, telling her, "Don't do that, honey. Don't do that. Sit down, honey. Wait till don't take your seatbelt apart. Don't do that. Wait till the plane lands." And and people, when they bring their child, you should think, if you can't control your child, man, take the Greyhound or something, or choose another route to travel, man, because when you're in the air, man, and it's just enough, man, looking out the plane window and you see nothing but clouds, you're above the clouds, because, and the funny thing about that is, like, when I got to Little Rock, when I was on my way to Little Rock and I got to Little Rock, as soon as we landed and I was able to get internet connection, the first article I saw that came up was a plane crash in California. Plane fell into 2 homes. It was a small plane, but the plane crashed. All I saw was the flames, and I'm like, snap. I'm like, wow. I mean, because once you're above the clouds, it's like you're in God's hands, man, because if anything happens from there, it's like you're gone, man. You're doomed. Unless, of course, you're like in that movie Unbreakable, where nothing can harm you and everybody else dies and get injuries and you come out without a scratch, right? But I understand where this woman is coming from. I completely understand the way she handled it was quite different. I don't know what made her call that person old, but some words must have exchanged, right? And I know we're living in a climate where things are just unfair. It's quite unfair, because I was on Facebook and I got suspended for 3 days because this chick was coming at me wrong. She was disrespecting me because I don't agree with abortions, much less late-term abortions. And so she came at me wrong. So when she kept verbally attacking me, I called her ignorant. And because I called her ignorant, Facebook didn't look at the whole conversation that was going on. They just looked at that little one spot where I called her ignorant, and I got suspended for 3 days. So we're living in a climate where it's just not fair. You know, it's just not fair at all. So I can feel I don't justify with the reactions of this woman, but I can completely understand where she's coming from, because I know I would be quite miserable to have to sit next to a child, and this child is quite busy, and the parent is sitting right there and doing nothing to control that child, and that child is bothering me for the entire flight, and I'm trying to relax and listen to my music, and I can't, because I'm trying to keep this child from harming itself. So I understand where this woman's coming from, but I'm gonna put the link on the bottom. You guys to check the video out for yourself. Subscribe. Click on the PayPal link on the bottom if you're on YouTube, and finally support the channel. Until next time, I'm fearless.